All right. Hi, welcome to another IELTS speaking practice video. And today, one student left from class IELTS 43, Miss Brooke, is going to do her speaking practice. So, ready? Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, good. Let's do some part one first. Okay, so let's start with topic number 110. It's about hugging. So, do you like to hug your friends?
I don't have the habit to hurt anyone.
You don't have a habit to hug anybody, right?
Yes, because I think
You
it's
have to say, no, I don't have that habit. No, I don't.
it's would be
No, I don't have it.
a little shy to do that.
Right?
I, and you know, in Asian countries,
In Asian
in
country,
the Asian countries, it's not popular to see
it's not
someone
common.
hurt.
It's not common. Be
It's
careful.
It's not common to see someone hurt others, especially in public place.
You often see it. Thường thấy. What is common, which is you often see it in public, là một cái thường thấy. So, be careful with the word popular, okay? Popular means like many people know it, or it means that it is used by a lot of people. Một cái là thông dụng, một cái là thông dụng hoặc nhiều người biết tới là popular, còn common là thường thấy nha. Hai cái nghĩa khác nhau nha. So, is it common to see people hugging? Do you know anyone who loves hugging?
Um, I don't really know anyone who loves hurting others because in Asian society, I
In
think it's
Asian
not
society, in
in,
Asian society,
in Asian society, it is not common. Of course, when I watch television and watch some Western movies, I think it's quite common, and even is become normal to see anyone, to see someone who hurting others and they love hurting.
uh-huh.
And in my opinions, I think is good uh, to see someone who love show their emotions,
Uh-huh.
show their love for others. But sometimes it's not comfortable to do that uh, regularly and in
Okay.
public, you know.
Mhm. So, do you think hugging a stranger is appropriate? Is it an appropriate thing to do to hug a stranger?
I think it's quite strange to hugging a stranger because even your close people, you you don't even often hugging, love hugging. Many people think it's weird,
Mhm.
and I don't know anyone thinks hugging a stranger is appropriate.
Okay. So, how often do you hug your family members, like your parents or your brothers, sisters, you know?
I'm not of and don't often hurt my family members. I don't have this habit, but I love cleaning on my mother's shoulder because it makes me
On my
feel
mother's shoulders, right?
shoulders. Yes, because it makes me feel comfortable and warm.
Mhm.
But um, but even that, I don't do it regularly. I think I'm quite shy to show my emotions, and sometimes I think I need to do more because if you have to show your care to others,
Mhm.
some little things like hugging or kiss or
Kissing,
something to show
kissing.
kissing, something to show your love for them is a good way.
Okay. And do you need a hugging pillow when you go to sleep? Với ôm a hugging pillow.
I know many people need a cutting pillow when they go to sleep, but I'm not. I feel comfortable when I'm sleep on my bed without anything.
Mhm.
Even my blanket, I just cover my body's a little time. After that, I will throw it away. When I was sleeping, I know that because when I wake up, my blanket is no way. I don't know.
You mean when you wake up, you don't find your blankets anymore because you just kick it out, right?
Yes, I just
It's a common thing, you know. It's a very common thing. Một cái điều rất là thường thấy thôi. Like people often kick their blankets out, you know. But when it's a bit cold, people don't do that, you know. Okay, so how do you feel after receiving a hug, like maybe from someone?
if I receive a hug, I will find it quite a bit. It will find it a bit strange. But it's okay, and sometimes it's good because when someone hurts me, it means they want to show their love, their care of me. But you know, in our society, I think it's not common, and it will more a bit comfortable if a person who hurts me is a girl. I mean the same uh the same sexuality with me.
Okay. So do you think different cultures have different attitudes toward hugging? Like, for example, like in a Western culture, of course, their attitude toward hugging, it's very open. They do it every day, right? But in Asian cultures, in African cultures, in let's say Japanese, Korean, Vietnamese, Chinese, other cultures may look at hugging differently. So do you think different cultures have different attitudes toward hugging?
Yes, I totally agree that different cultures have different attitudes toward hugging. Attitudes toward hugging. For example, in Asian cultures, people don't have this habit, and it seems it's quite strange
Mhm.
to see anyone hurt others in public.
Mhm.
But in Western culture, it seems to be quite normal, and they are open-minded with this
They're quite open-minded with
attitude.
this, right? They're
With
quite
this,
open-minded with this, and they have a very open-minded attitude.
yes, they are very open-minded with this attitude. I think the different cultures come. I think the difference come to these situations because the Western cultures are more open-minded, open-minded than Asian cultures. They rarely used to be they are really used to advantage B
What
with
do you mean? Okay, so they really used to what? Can you say that again? Really used to what?
used to advantage
You
of
mean seeing people like showing affection in public? Thể hiện tình cảm nơi công cộng, isn't it? All right,
yes.
let's think about it this way. So some cultures they really don't do it at all. It's especially like in Asian cultures, you know. And but the thing here is people think that in Muslim countries people don't have, but actually they do a lot over there, you know. It's a different it's a culture over there. The Mediterranean countries like Italy, Spain, Portugal, people they hug a lot, yes, but some northern European countries like maybe Finland, I don't think they hug a lot that much over there because they want personal space, you know. They respect personal space. They really respect personal space over there, you know. Họ rất là tôn trọng cái không gian cá nhân của mỗi người. So okay, let's try another part one now. So okay, it's a very weird topic. It's called pocket parts. So and I would like to show you what it means, pocket part here. Pocket part is a small part accessible to the general public. What are locations, element, and the use of pocket parts vary considerably, but here it's like a very small outdoor space, usually no more than a fourth of an acre. Usually only a few houses, lot in the size is smaller, most often located in urban areas surrounded by commercial buildings or houses on small lots with a few places to gather, relax, or enjoy the outdoors. So it's a very small part, you know. Nó là những cái dạng mà những cái chỗ mà trú ẩn giống như là có vài cái cây thôi à. Just a few trees and people can just stay there. You can find pocket parks somewhere, sometimes inside of buildings, you know. Đôi khi bên trong mấy tòa nhà cũng có mấy cái mảng xanh giống như này. Sometimes inside you can have like a fountain, water fountains, and many big trees here, but it's very small, you know. Nó giống như một cái vườn rồi đó. Pocket parks are basically like a small little garden, you know. Do you know what it is?
Yes.
Right. So
And
are there many pocket parks in your country?
yes, in my countries, there are many pocket parks because pocket parks are really important,
Mhm.
especially in densely populated areas like in metro cities.
Uh-huh.
They They provide people with a small green space to relax, unwind, or some things make people relaxing.
Okay. Make people feel relaxed. You mean relaxed ED, right?
Make
Makes
people
people feel
feel
relaxed.
relaxed.
Relaxed. Mhm.
Relaxed.
All right. So, what activities are popular in pocket parks? Like, imagine if there's a little space with a lot of trees there, and there's a fountain. What can people do there? This can be a very good dating place, you think?
And many activities people usually do in pocket parks, such as playing badminton, um, do a do a jogging, and or something just sitting on the bench and enjoy the beauty as the clean atmosphere. Especially, I know that many people have a habit to go out at night and go to pocket spot to enjoy the atmosphere
And the
because
atmosphere.
yes, to enjoy the atmosphere because sometimes their house is too narrow
Hmm.
and um, there's not a space for all people in, in there at night.
Hmm.
So uh, pocket spas are a perfect place for them to enjoy the night time
Oh, I
alone
see.
or
It's a
some
very good place for dating or for hanging out with your neighbors, actually. If you
yes
can deal with the mosquitoes, you know. Of course, wherever there are trees and fountain, there will be mosquitoes, you know, especially if you are in very hot climates like Vietnam, for example. However, when it's really cool, there will be much fewer insects, you know. Để nó bớt muỗi hơn nếu mà lạnh hơn. So do you think pocket parks are very convenient? It means like, can you use it for a lot of different activities?
yes I think pocket cars are quite convenient because it's not it's not too many space to
There's not much
create
space. There's not much space.
is not much waste uh, a lot of space to build as other kinds parks at the kinds park. It's just top small squares
Okay.
and it can provide people a place to enjoy some outside activities. So I think it's quite convenient. These are some times have beautiful trees, a small fountain, and
Okay.
people can sit around to talk with others, to play chess.
To play
Sometimes
chess, or they can play cards there, you know, or they can just talk and hang out in pocket parks. And how often do you visit pocket parks then?
near my house have there are
Lại
a
near my
park,
house have nữa rồi.
there are a
There
park,
are,
there
okay.
there there is a park near my house, but I really don't visit it.
I really do not visit it very often.
I really don't visit it often.
Yes.
But when I go out and I can see many people go there at night, of course, because at this time the uh, the atmosphere is very com very comfortable,
Okay.
cool, and relaxed.
Okay. So do you prefer going to a large park or a pocket park then? Is big or small a matter?
If I have a if I have time to visit a pocket park or a large park, I think that I will choose a pocket park because pocket park usually uh usually is quite near than a large park that have to go far away from my house to have a large ones, you know. So I think pocket park is more convenient, and I think it's not really quite different from pocket park and large park. It's except their squares.
Okay. So it depends. I think it also depends on like what the needs of people, why they need to go to parks. Some people they go to large parks because they want to enjoy like when there are so many trees around them, or people go to pocket parks for privacy, It's for privacy. Of course, because if it's small, there there will be a smaller chance to meet people there. And sometimes you want to be alone. Đôi khi chúng ta chỉ muốn một mình thôi thì đi pocket park là phù hợp. Or if you just want to hang out with some close friends and you don't want to see so many people, then I don't think you would want to go to large park, right? The same thing goes with like going to a small cafe or going to like a big coffee chain, coffee shop. Like if you go to a Phúc Long coffee shop, it's a huge one, and you will see so many people there, Catinat, for example. But if you want to spend some alone time, you would probably try somewhere like smaller, and less popular. So the same thing goes for pocket parks or large parks. Now, so what role do sorry, what role do pocket parks play in urban areas? Like, why are they there? And do they help in any way to make urban areas look nicer? Or, do they improve in any way compared to large parks? What do you think? Trong khu vực đô thị thì mấy cái pocket parks này á, nó nhỏ 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 xinh xinh như nó có tác dụng gì không? It's like what role is it? Yes.
I think that pocket parks contribute an important place in urban areas because they help reduce the urban heat affected by providing shade and greenery. They can make people feel more comfortable and easier to breathe. The trees and plants in these parks also improve air quality. Of
Okay.
course, additionally, I think many pocket parks provide people with simple exercise equipment.
Okay.
They can do exercise in pocket park. They don't need to go far away from their home
They should
because
not, right?
pocket parks are usually placed in urban areas.
Urban areas.
In urban areas, and an important front, I think that is a very wonderful place for children to play
Mhm.
because sometimes their house too narrow for them to
Sometimes their
run,
houses are just too narrow, isn't it?
too narrow for
Okay.
them to run or play some activities, some games such as playing football or playing badminton. I think that's and pocket pass is an ideal place for them.
Mhm.
It's not require any
It doesn't
requirement any money to go there and play. It is published for everybody.
I say now, and it also helps the urban areas looks nicer, and it improve the how can I say aesthetic? You know, there's a new word here, aesthetic. As
Aesthetics.
the aesthetic,
Aesthetics.
the aesthetics of the place. Nó ủng hộ cái thẩm mỹ của cái nơi đó. The aesthetic of the place. And it makes it look like, you know, it improves the aesthetic of a place, it increases the value of urban areas, nó tăng cái giá trị của cái khu vực đô thị lên nha. Because nobody wants to look at like concrete jungle, you know. Không ai muốn nhìn thấy những cái gọi là rừng rú bê tông, thấy bên nhà bê tông không. Nobody wants to look at concrete buildings all the time, concrete jungle, you know. People want at least some green space, you know. Now, so how do pocket parks contribute to the community's well-being? Like well-being here, I mean how people feel good, you know. People often feel good when they are near to nature, you know. So it's about physical health and mental health. Can people do sports there in pocket parks? It's very small, yeah. Pocket parks, sometimes you can see people putting like exercise machines there, you know. Máy thể dục thể thao, pocket parks, yes. And so also, what do you think? How do pocket parks contribute to the community's well-being then?
Pocket parks contributes important role to the community's well-being, I think, thanks to their beautiful sightseeing that is bring to a community. It make people feel comfortable and relaxed. And when their emotions are good, they can improve their health, mental health.
Okay. Can you mention more about like how people can do exercises there?
Yes. Many pocket parks are equipped with a simple exercise device that people can use them free to do
Can use them
exercise.
freely, right? They can use them freely to do exercises.
Yes, can use them free to do exercise, and it's also serve as games for some children that can play when they go to pocket parks and enjoy their playing time. It contribute habit to do exercise for them in the early age. I think it's a good way. They can do exercise with their parent.
Yes.
And improve their connections.
And improve their connection, yes. All right, and improve their relationship with other people, you know, and I think it's good. Yeah, just generally it's good. Now let's move on to part 2 and 3. Let's choose a random topic here. Okay, let's try 38, okay? Describe a time when you needed to use your imagination. I'm sure it's a topic that you had done before, but it's good to do it again. And so you should say what the situation was, why you needed to use your imagination, what's the difficulties were about it, and explain how you felt about it. And then you have a questions here. Do you think adults can have lots of imagination? Do you think imagination is essential for scientists? Or they just need logical skills, they just need like a lot of hard work? Do they need imagination to imagine how they can save to imagine how their experiments can become, you know? And what kind of jobs need imagination? What subjects are helpful for children's imagination? And how can people build or improve their imagination? You know? All right, so you have some time to think now. Okay, Miss Trúc, please describe a time when you needed to use your imagination.
I remembered a time when I have to use my imagination, that when I had a project. This project was about a new product that needed to be developed in a short time. So with a limited reparations
Preparation.
reparations
Preparation.
in terms of experimentation, just do in lab and not really applied to industrial line production line. Therefore, I had to come up with idea in advance based on the available materials and machines that are available, as well as the appropriate processes.
Project. The appropriate project.
Processes to save as much time as I can.
To what? To do what?
To save as much
To
time.
save as much time as I can.
To save as much time and cost as I can. At first, I was very nervous because I have to imagine the idea in my mind.
I have to imagine. Because I had to imagine.
Because I had to imagine the idea in my mind. But, imaginations need to combine with experience. So when I feel better and I feel calm, I can find the solutions for this. Of course, it's very difficult because anything new comes with potential problems and challenges.
And challenges, you mean?
And challenges.
No, challenges.
And challenges.
Danh từ.
And challenges. But in any hard time, you need to calm and you need to have a clean mind to tackle with the problem.
To tackle the problem, you mean?
Tackle the problems. And after that, when I found out a good and proper solution, I felt very happy. And I think that imaginations sometimes is not was not bad at all, because it helps you improve yourself, improve your confidence when you overcome problems to achieve something.
Okay. All right, I would like you to do this one again. Okay, please do this part 2 again. Describe a time when you needed to use your imagination. Let's try again because it's not satisfactory enough. Let's try again.
Yes. I want to mention a time when I had to use my imagination, that when I had a project, and because
Project.
a project,
Project. Mở rộng miệng. Project.
when I had a project, because this project was about a new product that needed to be developed in a short time
Okay.
with a limited preparation,
Preparation.
with limited preparation and lacking of experimentation.
Okay.
Therefore, I had to come up with ideas in advance based on the available materials and machines, as well as the appropriate process. So I need to use my imagination to catch out the idea in my mind. And I need to save as much time and cost as possible. At first, I felt it's very difficult and I even feel confused because everything comes so fast. But after that, when I calmed and I feel better, and I felt better, I find some reasonable solutions for this. I need to do this, do that, but finally, I can't resolve these problems.
Okay.
So at that time, I felt happy with my achievement, and I think imaginations need to combine with the experiment.
Experience, you mean experience?
Experience, yet. Because just imagination, sometimes it seems to fascinate, to not real. I mean, to not real. But of course, it's not bad at all.
It's not bad at all, yeah.
Yes, when you can't imagine.
Imagine.
You can imagine because imagine because you can improve your creativity. You can improve your creativity. You can improve your creativity. That make you overcome problems and challenges and get your goals, get your success.
Okay. All right, let's go to part 3 now. Do you think adults can have lots of imagination?
I think that adults can have lots of imaginations, but it's
How
not
so then?
quite common. I
Hmm.
think
So you
because
mean most of them are just they are very unimaginative, so they
Mhm.
just don't imagine at all, and they are very boring people? Is that what you
it's
think?
not it's not about boring. I think because adults have too much experience, they they usually are close-minded.
Of course.
They usually go in the exactly way that they
You
think
mean they usually go one way only? It's like
is
a fixed path. They usually go a fixed path, một con đường cố định, a fixed path or a well-traveled path. Where
yes,
everyone has already go that path, they just follow, they're just followers. They don't imagine at all.
yes, because they want something is safe. They don't want to take risks because imaginations usually come with potential problems or potential challenges when they think about new things, about new idea. They need more than imaginations to make it come true. They need to make their efforts. They need to work with it. Sometimes I think that children are can have lots of imagination than adults
Mhm.
because it's not be fixed by anything.
Okay.
They are too young to have experience,
Okay.
and usually they usually more braver,
Moment.
and they sometimes braver than adults.
What do you mean? I don't understand what that word means. What do you mean?
Braver,
Play.
braver, braver
Braver. They're usually
braver
braver than adults.
than
Braver.
adult,
Mhm.
braver than adult.
So they take actions and they're very brave. But then the problem is when they have to face the consequences, that's a big problem. Anyway, do you think imagination is essential for scientists?
In my opinion, I think imagination is crucial for scientists. Some people think that scientists need to do exactly the proper way for every their experience. But sometimes when a scientist make mistakes, it's a, a blessings in disguise because thanks to mistakes, thanks to imagination, they can find new methods. It's more effective
Yeah.
than con, the traditional methods.
Okay.
And thanks to imagination, many new idea, new new advance that people can invent. And now it's really helpful to bring more and more um, advanced advancement
Okay.
in technology.
In technology, yes. So imagine that, researchers need to think of different case studies, nghiên cứu từng trường hợp á. They have to think about different case studies and imagine the results, like possible results. They need to think of new ways to do research. Sometimes, you know, because if the old way doesn't work, they have to think of new ways to do it, you know, phải nghĩ ra những cái cách khác để mà tiếp cận vấn đề nha, chứ không là chết luôn á. And remember that for scientists, they need money from grants, right? Grants is basically tiền tài trợ nghiên cứu. It means the money from sponsors to do research. You know, if you do not have imagination and if your research fail, you will not receive money from the sponsor anymore to do research, you know, and that's bad. So that could be essential for scientists, yeah? So what kinds of job need imagination then?
Oh, there are many jobs with imagination.
Okay.
Besides engineers, I think it's not required this, but in some jobs such as architect, architect really need to imagine and visualize buildings that they need to roll it and build it. They must think to design the structures, but that's are not only functional, but also aesthetics.
Aesthetic, những âm hai. Aesthetic. Okay.
Aesthetics. To make people love and admire their work.
Love and admire.
To love and admire their work.
Okay.
Another job I think is writer.
Of course, it's a writer. You need to have imagination. I need to have that when I write books, you know.
Any kinds of writer, novels are compulsory.
Okay.
Compulsory. I think they all need imagination to create stories, character, and lost. Whether lost streets. I mean.
What do you mean? I don't understand.
Lost street.
Không hiểu.
Lost.
I don't understand. Can you pronounce that? Can you spell it?
P-L-O-T-S.
B-L-O-T?
P-L-O-T-S.
Plots. You mean plot twist? You mean plot twist?
Yes. Plot twist.
Okay, plot twist. It's plot twist. Những cú xoắn, những cú đoạn gọi là kịch bản, nó gọi là gì ta? Những cú quay xe trong kịch bản. Plot twist. All right, of course. And what other jobs can you think of?
Artists, such as composer, music composer, and artists painter, as example, photographer, anything. Photographer, any job that need to show the beauty to the public. I think that artists have to express their imagination through creating works that inspire others. They have to create their idea in a unique way and impressive to make others feel their emotions
Okay.
and feel their beauty that they want to show. I think that are some jobs that really needs imagination to do their job effectively.
I see. Right. So, what subjects are helpful for children's imagination then? Can it help in any way?
If talking about subjects that are helpful for children's imaginations, some people will find it is art. Of course, art will help children improve their imagination. But I think another subject that's really important is material graphics.
What? Natural what?
Metrography.
I don't understand what you say.
Hình học,
You
không
mean
gian, hình
geography
học.
á? Geography là môn địa lý. But the one you're talking about is geometry. Geometry. Geometry là môn hình học.
Geometry.
It's geometry. Yeah.
Yes, geometry.
It's
Yes,
geometry, yes. So are you good at geometry and you know like what it can help with by looking at the shapes and how to see through space, you know?
Yes. To learn these subjects, good. Children need to improve their imagination. They need to imagine
To imagine, to imagine,
imagine the shape.
imagine.
Imagines the shape in their
The shape
mind.
in
The shape.
they have to imagine the shapes in three dimensions.
In three dimensions.
Ở ba chiều không gian, mường tượng những hình ảnh trong ba chiều không gian. So imagine the shapes in three dimensions and how to solve problems, right?
Yes. When I was a children,
When I was a child,
when I was a child and I need to learn this subject, it's an disastrous for me because I found it very hard for every student. I think that to imagine the shapes
imagine
to imagine the shapes in
the
three
shape
dimensions.
to imagine the shape
To imagine the shapes in three dimensions. But you know, if you try your best to learn these subjects carefully and you can improve your imagination. I strongly believe that.
All right, I see. Now, how can people build or improve their imagination?
People can build or improve their imaginations in many ways. Not only a study, they can improve their imagination when they play. For example, when they play puzzle and
Like what?
puzzles.
Puzzle. It's a kind of a game. You need to explain it. It's not in English, you know. Nên giải thích ra nếu mà không tiếng Anh thì phải giải thích nha. They play puzzle, which is a game, something.
This is a game in it's a game that you need to build to build the shapes into something such as a house, a car, or something like that. and that make you imagine that can help people improve their imaginations in an interesting way.
In an interesting way, yeah.
In an interesting way.
And also there are other ways to improve the imagination. Like for example, they say that if when you are still poor, you can imagine ways in order to improve your situation, right? But when people are so rich already, I think they stop thinking much. They stop imagining, I think, somehow. I'm not so sure if you agree with this one. No. Ta nói là khi mà nghèo á, con người ta thường là ta sẽ nghĩ những cái cách để mà vượt qua nghịch cảnh. That's imagination, yeah. Nhưng mà khi mà giàu rồi người ta sẽ giống như kiểu người ta mãn nguyện, người ta không thèm suy nghĩ nhiều nữa. I think it could happen that way somehow. So I'm not so sure. What do you think about it? No?
I think sometimes when people are in hardship, when in hardship, when they need to do anything uh, lack lacking our budget.
When there's
For
a lack,
example,
when there's a lack of budget, yeah.
lack of budget, they need to manage to finish their work, and at that time they need to improve their imagination. Sometimes it's
Imagination.
imagine
Imagination.
imagination. They need to find ways that help them to overcome the challenges. That when you have nothing to help them, and they have to think continuously, continuously, they frog their brains have to work.
Okay.
So they can improve their imaginations, their creativity to solve the problem.
To solve the problem.
Yes, as people usually say that the heart make you the
hard
hard
time.
the hard time make you improve your intelligence, I think.
Yeah, actually, I do believe that hard time improve your intelligence, because if people in a difficult situation, they have to really think of how to get out of that. Yeah. But when people are, not having a hard time, they don't think that much.
Yes, people need a reason to
They need a reason to think, to imagine.
To exercise their brain.
Exactly. To brainstorm, the động não, brainstorm. They need a reason to brainstorm their ways, to brainstorm, động não. All right, so let's try another topic now. Let's try that was 38. Let me just try something like all the way here. Okay, number 111. Sorry, 101. Describe a water sport you would like to try in the future. Water sports mean any sport that is in the water or on the water. Like for example, bóng nước, water polo. Water polo.
Water polo.
Bóng nước. Or water sports can include swimming, of course. Of course, it includes swimming. Snorkeling. Lặn có ống thở. Snorkeling and scuba diving. Scuba diving là lặn có bình dưỡng khí. And think also about beach volleyball. bóng chuyền bãi biển. I'm not so sure if it's a water sport or not, but let's think it's a water sport, okay? That you would like to try in the future. So this is something you haven't tried yet, but you would like to try it. But what is it? What it is? Where you would like to try it? Whether it is a difficult sport or not? Explain why you would like to try it. And then part three, what are the advantages of water transportation? So this one talk about water, this topic. Talk about advantages of water transportation means you transport water to different places because everyone needs water, right? Vận chuyển nước có lợi ích gì? Think about if we human can live without water, what can we do with water? Can we run our industries, run our countries with water, something like that? And why do people like to live near water? Think about it. All major cities are located near to rivers or the sea, right? Những cái thành phố mà lớn nó đều ở cạnh sông hoặc biển mà. But why do people like to live near water? Now, what kinds of water sports are popular nowadays? And do you think it's good to teach swimming in schools? Teach swimming in school. Like recently, I think Vietnamese schools have tried to make it like compulsory, compulsory in schools to learn how to swim, isn't it? Is it good to teach swimming in schools in case of like, accidents? People will know how to save others or something like that. And also, what is the good thing that can come from swimming, knowing how to swim? And what do you think of the people who waste water? Những người mà phí nước thì các bạn nghĩ gì về những người đó? Think about the people who just use a lot of water and they waste it. Like, for example, sometimes I see people who throw away bottled water. Sometimes they throw away bottled water when the bottle is still half full. Cái chai còn một nửa mà quăng đi rồi. Or they throw away milk tea when it's only like half full. Dục ly trà sữa đi. That is wasting water, of course. So, what are the characteristics of goods transported by water? Những tính chất của những hàng hóa mà được vận chuyển bởi nước như thế nào? So it means that you transport these goods through what's it called? Massive ships, massive ships uh, that carry containers. Những container lớn trên những cái thuyền lớn á. Of course, these goods have to go through massive ships that carry containers, and these goods are in these containers. So what are the characteristics of goods transported in water? Can you transport like meat on it easily? Có vận chuyển thịt tươi được trên mấy cái container được không? And of course, it takes time to arrive at the destination. Tốn thời gian đến một cái điểm đến chứ. So think about the expiry date or expiry date when the goods is there. And think also about normally people transport dry goods, những hàng hóa khô người ta mới transport như vậy. Because when it's wet, mold can grow. Mốc nó lên á, mold can grow and it can spoil the goods, if it's watery. Nếu mà nó đầy nước thì là mốc nó lên quá trời luôn á. So normally people transport dry goods. Okay. And think also about like the fact that goods transported by water, it depends on like if you go a short distance or not. Because some people they sell their fruits, they sell their food on like rivers, mấy cái chỗ mà in Mekong Delta. Think about the Mekong Delta, nó gọi là đồng bằng sông Cửu Long. You can see people, you can see people selling fruits and food on boats, and they also live on boats too. So what's the characteristics of these goods? Nó có những tính chất gì của những hàng hóa đó được vận chuyển bởi đường thủy không? Think about it. This is a very hard question. Characteristic of goods transported by water. Think also about like the fact that when you transport goods by water, it has to be, how can I say, covered carefully and kept away from water. Nó phải được bao phủ rất là cẩn thận và được giữ tách ra khỏi nước. Sometimes they contain gói hút ẩm nữa. Sometimes they contain powders. They contain powders to absorb moisture. Nó chứa những cái chất bột để mà hút ẩm, để hút độ ẩm đó. They contain powder to absorb moisture. It happens. Think about that. Okay, please think about this topic now. Describe a water sport you would like to try in the future. You have some time to think. Okay, Mr. Please describe a water sport you would like to try in the future.
In the future, I would love to try scuba diving with an oxygen tank. If I get the chance surely I had the opportunity once when I went to an island in Nha. But for various reasons, such as the weather and times, I couldn't do it. So I really want to try again. I think scuba diving is not too difficult, but I have a problem that I don't know how to swim. So I'm not sure if I can be just move underwater and admire the coral.
Admire the what? Admire the what?
Admire the coral. The coral.
The coral, okay.
The coral.
Okay. San hô. The coral. Yes. Very good.
I really want to experience it. To be honest, I don't like sport too much. But
me neither.
But I think it's suitable for me because I just want to enjoy seeing beautiful landscapes. So I find this activity extremely interesting.
Okay, right. So what are the advantages of water transportation then? So we can think about like ferries, people often go by ferry, những cái phà, or people go by boats or ships. These are also water transportations too. So what are the advantages of water transportation then? What do you think? So you can understand water transportation here as bringing water to wherever people need it. But I think the right way to understand this one is that traveling on the water, like boats and ships, or ferries, I think this is the right way to understand. Đây là cách đúng để mà hiểu cái câu này. Đó là chuyện mà đi lại bằng đường thủy thì có cái lợi ích gì á. So what are the advantages of water transportation? What do you think about it?
In my opinions, as the countries is surrounded by a network of rivers
and
seas
like Vietnam, right?
and cities like Vietnam. Transportation, water transportation brings many advantages. For example, it's about cost effective. People can, instead of choose transport goods by trains, by by land, it's usually with a high cost.
Okay.
People can choose to transport goods or client or customer
Okay.
by water transportation. It have to save cost. Things I think it's hard to find a vehicle
Vehicle.
vehicle that can transport a huge one a huge quantity of goods at the
A
same
huge
time.
quantity of goods at the same
A,
time.
a
A
huge
huge
a huge
quantity of goods at the same time.
a huge quantity of goods at the same time, like ship. It's important, but it's important to find to find good agents. I think for the safety.
You mean it's good to find like a good company who
A
organize
good
these
company.
transport, right?
Yes, for the
A good company
safety. A good company
who organizes these travel, this traveling.
can can
And there must be
use
lifeboats, thuyền cứu hộ, and life jackets, phao cứu hộ. There should be lifeboats and life jackets on those water transportation. What's your question?
ask. I want to ask if I can I use traveling agency is is right or not?
Mm. Can you ask your question again? I'm confused. I'm a bit confused now.
Can I use good companies? I'm not use company. I use agencies.
Yeah, you can use the
Is
word agency. Yeah,
it
very
is
good. Agency. Một cái công ty, một cái tổ chức nào đó nha. All right, good. So why do people like to live near water then? You know what I talk about, like all the major cities are located near to rivers and the sea. Only like very small settlements, they live on top of mountains or in the desert. Why?
in the past, people like to live near water because of because human needs water for life, just as they need water to drink, to plant, to to wash their clothes as a basic need in
Basic
their
needs.
basis
Basic
as a
needs.
basic need
Basic needs.
as a basic need
Okay.
in their life
In their life.
in their lives. And I think it's easy to understand. If I have a chance, I also want to live near water because I can swim without paying any free
Mhm.
for that. And Vietnam is agriculture countries that
Okay.
need water to plant
Of course,
and
rice plants need
to
a lot of
plant,
water,
just as the Mekong Delta is an important right field in
Okay,
Vietnam.
Mekong Delta is a region that very important for food production. Sự sản xuất lương thực đó.
Right.
It's very important for food production. It feeds the whole region. It feeds a lot of countries, with a lot of food, You can export, and of course, Vietnam is able to export a lot of rice to other region because of the Mekong Delta. So what else can you add?
And people can contribute many business thanks to water activities, such as uh, travel, such as water traveling, tourism, to water tourism that make the economy in the in place near water become better, and have people who live there have improved living standard.
Okay. Okay. So it improved their living standard. And think about the fact that when you're living near water, of course, water cost is going to be very cheap, right? Tiền nước đương nhiên sẽ rất là thấp rồi nếu em sống gần sông, yeah. If you live on top of a mountain, for example, the price of water is going to be expensive, because they have to bring water to your settlements, to your city, if it's on a mountain, right?
Yes.
And also think about if you live in Dalat, for example, it's difficult to waste water there because, water is expensive there, more expensive there. So what kinds of water sports are popular nowadays?
I think that some water sports are popular, are swimming, scuba diving,
Okay.
and beach volleyball. But I can see nowadays, thanks to water tourism, people create more and more interesting water sport, such as such as game in water, many game device that are contrast in islands, such as on a tour that I have a chance to take part in. That when I went to Nha Trang and went to Hòn Tam Islands, I can see that people try moto. I don't know exactly what's its name, but they can rise on the water, and it's a really interesting sport.
Interesting. It's a really interesting sport.
This is an interesting sport. Another sport that I saw that they can jump on the high tower into water. That I see it quite danger sometimes, but many people love it.
It's quite dangerous at times, of course, because we human cannot breathe underwater, because humans cannot breathe underwater, of course. So it can be dangerous if something accident happens, That's why even in the Olympic, you still need lifeguard, you know. Ta gọi là cái người cứu hộ. Even in the Olympic, you still need lifeguard in case something bad happens, you know.
Yes, I think playing water is fun, but people need to be really careful
Mhm.
because, of course, human cannot breathe underwater. So if any accident happen, it's really serious.
It's really serious, yeah. Okay. So do you think it's good to teach swimming in schools then? Is it a good idea? Is it a good idea to do that?
Teaching swimming in school is really
School,
important.
school, school.
In school is really important, and I think it's a survival skill that teachers should teach their children. And I know nowadays many school teach swimming as an optional subject that children can choose. And 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 I think that is good for knowing swimming because who know when in a situation that children need to swim, like when they go to the beach, and
When they
when
go to
they
the
play
beach, when they go to
to
the
the beach,
beach,
when they go to the beach with their parent, they if they don't know how to swim, they can be in danger.
Mhm.
And sometimes people need to travel by water transportation, like ferries to go from from one place to other place. In that time, people need to know how to swim in case they have to swim out their ship. I know that no one want that situation happen, but for safety, it's really need to know how to swim.
it's really necessary.
It is
It's
necessary.
extremely necessary to learn how to swim.
Yes, especially in countries that are covered,
Surrounded by
that are
water.
surrounding by water system.
I agree. And what do you think of the people who waste water? You know, some people they just use up a lot of water because they think that water is cheap, you know. So what do you think of those people?
People who waste water are really bad. I think that's because I see in many areas, many places, people don't have enough water to use. They have to go very far from their homes
Imagine
to,
if just like outside of Ho Chi Minh City, you can see many residents have to carry containers, water jugs for containers, and they have to wait for hours and hours in order to get the water for their daily use, you know. Trời phải chờ hàng tiếng đồng hồ mới có được nước để mà đem về mua về để mà sử dụng hàng ngày đó nha, phải không đâu. It's just outside of Ho Chi Minh City. Sometimes it happens that way, you know. So I think people waste water a lot. I think so
yes,
because
especially,
in Vietnam, actually, water is cheap, you know,
yeah,
compared to other countries. So what do you think of that?
yes, know that especially in remote place, that people don't have a chance to access pure water like in big cities, and they need to go very far from their home to have clean water. So even when in rainy weather, the water is even not clean enough, because nowadays air pollution, water pollution, that make water become more shortage.
You mean, what do you mean shortest?
Uh, uh,
It can cause, so basically it can cause a
cause
water shortage.
water
Gây một sự
shortage.
thiếu hụt nước, a water shortage, and this is actually a very serious thing, you know. Một điều rất nghiêm trọng nha. Water shortage is serious because without water for a day you cannot do anything in your home, really. You cannot wash, you cannot clean, you know, and your quality of life just decline. Cái chất lượng cuộc sống sẽ giảm rất là nhiều luôn á khi mà thiếu nước một ngày thôi. Thử đi biết. So what are the characteristics of goods transported by water? Think about items or goods people transport on boats or ships or something like that. How are they? What are the characteristics of them? You know?
I think that the characteristics
Characteristic.
characteristics of goods transported by water
Transported
is
by water.
is more simple and vary than by blend or by train.
Okay.
Some I think that transport by water is suitable for large volume of goods that can take up a lot of space.
Okay.
Example include coal, fuels, and that good is not is not keep cool.
It's not kept cool. It's not kept cool.
It's not kept cool or frozen.
Or frozen, yeah. And
Frozen.
as a result, what is the result of that then?
If good does if frozen good it transported by water, it took a long time for them to go to the place, the final place.
The final destination, you mean?
Final destination, because of Scott the characteristics of transport water, characteristics of water transport is long.
Water transport. It takes a long time, you know.
It takes long time than blend.
Usually it's cheaper. Of course it's cheaper, you know.
Yes, of course it's cheaper.
Way cheaper, super cheap. Like imagine if you are going by Vietnam Post, you know, Vietnam Post Office. They often transport your goods through, of course, water to ships, you know, containers to other country, you know. And because of that, the price is relatively cheaper. But if you have to carry, so you have to transport something really heavy, and you go by airplane, the price is so high, you don't even think about it, you know. So if you need it urgently, you would not go through, how can I say, water transportation. You will go through like going by airplane, you know. Now, so, all right, good. Let's try another one. Okay, let's try 103, I think. Describe a car journey that you remember well. Một chuyến đi bằng xe hơi mà mình nhớ rất là nhiều. You should say where you went, what you did, and who you had the car journey with. Explain how you felt about the journey. And think about part 3 as well. What benefits does public transport bring to the world? So think about the cost. It helps people travel to their destination at a fraction of a price. Look at how I do it. At a fraction of a price. At a fraction of the price of a personal vehicle. Nó chỉ là một phần của cái giá của những cái phương tiện đi lại mà cá nhân thôi. Of course, because if you think about if you travel a lot, you need to go by train or you need to go by bus. You need a monthly ticket, you know, vé tháng. You need a monthly ticket or pass. Nó gọi là cái pass á. You need a monthly ticket or pass if you go by public transport a lot, you know. And of course, it's a fractional price of the price of personal vehicles only. But of course, it's inconvenient, a bit inconvenient, yes. And think about public transport. You can bring heavy goods on public transport as well. I have personally seen people who bring bicycles on like public buses, you know. Thầy từng thấy có người mang xe đạp lên trên mấy cái xe buýt công cộng luôn rồi. It happens. And think also about the fact that it improves transportation a lot, and it brings a lot of people to their workplace, and also it brings young children and old people to the work to their destinations. And so a lot of things would not be possible because of the lack of public transport, you know. Bởi cái sự thiếu public transport nó sẽ dẫn đến nhiều thứ nó không thể possible đâu. All right, so is it too late for people to get the driver license at the age of 18? Có quá trễ để con người ta có bằng lái xe ở tuổi 18 không? Driver license here is mean for cars, you know. And what qualities does the driver need to have? Think about driving. Is driving for everyone? Cái chuyện lái xe hơi phải dành cho tất cả mọi người không? Think about if you have to be very fast, you have to react quickly. You have to have fast reaction time. Because in case of accident, you have only 0.6 seconds to react, you know. Khi mà có vấn đề thì em chỉ có đúng 0.6 giây để em nhận ra và em phản ứng thôi nha. Đó là trong lý thuyết là như vậy. There's according to theory, you've only that much to react. And think also about they have to be calm. They have to be calm and focused, you know. If you are not focused, if you're absent-minded, you can cause an accident, like a lot of terrible accident if you drive, of course. Now, think about, do you think the government should make it a rule for people to use public transport? If people make it a rule for to use public transport, if they make it a rule, then people must use it. People cannot use personal vehicles, you know. Nếu mà biến thành cái luật là bắt buộc con người ta phải dùng public transport là không thể nào mà người ta dùng phương tiện riêng được nha. You think they should make it a rule or not? And which jobs require people to be good at driving? Công việc nào yêu cầu con người ta phải lái xe giỏi? And do you see driverless cars as a future of cars? Anh chị có nhìn thấy những cái xe không người lái như là tương lai của xe hơi không? Think about the fact that AI will be driving cars in the future. Do you think so? And is it safe to do so? Is it something that we'll see in the future? Something like that. Okay, you have some time to think. Okay, so Ms. Trúc, describe a car journey that you remember well, can you?
I want to mention
I would like to
situation.
mention.
I would like to mention car journey that I remember well.
Mm.
That is a car trip to Mekong Delta,
To the
especially
Mekong Delta.
to the Mekong Delta, especially to Jinjiang City.
Mm.
It was truly an unforgettable journey with me. Journey with me. I took this trip to visit a relative, and it was my first time traveling to the Mekong Delta by car. Before that time, I used to travel by motorbike, and it was another experience.
It was a good experience, right?
Yes, I went. At the time, I went with my two siblings, my aunt and my mom, and my mother, because the car was quite crowded, so it wasn't very comfortable.
You mean the car was quite cramped, right?
Crowded.
Yep, it was quite cramped, and because it was crowded with people, right?
It wasn't very comfortable. But on top of that, the roads in the Mekong Delta was really bad.
Oh,
in drill with with many holes and bright, which often make me feel dizzy during the drive. By the time when I arrived, I was really tired, and I didn't want to experience that again. Of course, when you when people go to the Mekong Delta by motorbikes, it will be better because the road, when people transport by travel by cars, really hard to go over the price. That's it. I think that each meter of the roads have a bridge.
What do you mean?
I mean there are so many sprites in the Mekong Delta.
Okay.
And that is a car journey that I remember well, but
the journey.
A car journey that I remember well, but I didn't like it at all.
Okay, so what benefit does public transport bring to the world then?
Public transport provide a wide range of benefits to society, I think, for environment and economy. With environment benefits, that public transport will lower greenhouse emissions. Greenhouse gas is
exactly no gases. It lowers greenhouse gas emission.
Greenhouse gas emission.
Oh, actually, I think it helps lower greenhouse gas emission, but it still emit gas, okay? Nó vẫn phóng thích ra những chất thải nhà kính thôi, nhưng mà nó thấp hơn thôi. It still emits greenhouse gas. You have to understand it, but it helps to lower the amount of greenhouse gas emission. Yes.
Yes, because they can contain a large number of people up at the same time. Things about that numbers, people monitor their own vehicles. That's another problem. And thanks to public transport, traffic congestion can be reduced. The numbers of the high school on the roads, the number of vehicles on the roads can be reduced, so leading to traffic congestions also lower.
Okay.
As to economic benefits, I think
Economic benefits, you mean?
Economic benefits.
Economic benefits.
Economic benefits.
Economic benefits.
Economic benefits.
Lợi ích về kinh tế. Economic benefits.
Economic benefits is about cost-effective transportation.
Right? The cost effectiveness of transportation. Yes. What about it?
Public transport is often more affordable than owning and maintaining
Maintaining
a vehicle,
okay,
making it accessible for people with low incomes.
What else is there?
And
okay, so is it too late for people to get their driver's license at the age of 18 then? What do you think?
This is not late for people to get their driver's license at the age of 18 at all, because at that age, they have fully mature and
mature
and legal age to bear on criminal responsibilities.
You mean to take responsibility for their actions, right?
Yes.
Like legally.
Yes, takes responsible for their actions legally. But and if anyone thinks that they can have driver license as earlier age, it's not a reasonable idea. They can make a mistake because they not mature enough.
They may not be mature enough, yeah?
Mature enough to take courses and responsible for their actions. Because people under 18, their parents need to responsible for their
be responsible
for their behavior, I think. And waiting until 18 might provide driver license can provide them more time to gain experience through traveling, making them self-drivers when they finally receive their license. People need time to be educated for some things.
All right. And what qualities does a good driver need to have?
For me, some quality that a driver needs.
There are some qualities that
there are some qualities that a driver need to have. They need to be calm, focused, and flexible in some situation. For example, when they besides that, they need to be obeyed obey the law. Of course, and because I see many people, they don't obey the law at all. They
At all, at all.
at all. They don't
And they break
stop.
the law. They break the law whenever they
They,
can. It's like yeah.
yes, they break the law whenever they can. They didn't stop when the traffic turned red.
I
and
see.
and
And
they
then of
go.
course they sometimes drivers they drink alcohol when they drive, or they use drugs, especially if the drivers, they are truck drivers. Truck drivers in Vietnam, they do drugs. You know that, right?
Yes, I know that many
Okay.
people say the truck drivers use drugs because they need to be
Stay alert, right? To stay alert,
stay
right?
alert. But it's not it's not allowed, of course. And once they cause accident, it's really is
It's
serious.
terrible, and then it's really
It's
serious.
terrible.
It's terrible, yeah, of
Serious and
course.
terrible. So if anyone break the law and
Break the law.
break the law and cause accident,
They should really be
they
punished, yeah.
yes
Now,
they should be
okay, do you see
punished.
driverless cars as a future of cars? Because these days we have AI, artificial intelligence. And do you think in driverless cars as a future of cars?
Nowadays, not in the future. Nowadays, I can see driverless car. For example, when you use a modern car, they have a a, a, a system that allow people to travel even when they don't take their take take their car
Okay.
take the car chair take the car.
What do you mean?
I mean
Even when there's no driver, no?
Tay lái.
Even
Ngay
when
cả
there's
khi
no
họ không
wheel, it's called driving wheel,
will
Driving wheel, it's the tay lái
driving
xe,
wheel.
tay lái xe hơi á, hay người ta còn gọi là cái vô lăng á. Okay, anything else?
And in some situation, in artificial intelligence can help people to prevent them to hit others cars when they move on the road, because they can take alert for the driver about the
You mean
challenge.
they can alert the driver, right?
They can alert the driver when they have a challenge in front of their car.
The driver in case actually no driver here, because you have to understand they can alert we are talking about driverless cars, which means there's no driver and they're just AI who help people to get to their destinations. So there's no way to alert. Actually, they can alert the people inside of the car.
Okay.
But the system can prevent accidents by its own, So there's no driver to alert here. Please be careful. Okay. And what else can you say?
But I think now it isn't perfect. It isn't perfect, and they can be improved in the future with more functions, I think. such as they can travel they can travel people to the final destination when they all asleep.
When they're all sleeping, yeah, exactly. Okay, so I think we can end here. It's been good practice today.